Let's suppose I have cancer. I have to quit work now.
Yeah.
Who will support my family?
What was the issue with the claim?
There were no tests conducted. If in an emergency, how can somebody submit these documents? They say this chap was also prescribed some medications for diabetes and BP. Itna email. Every time he's getting an email saying ki ye document submit karo. We had to tell them ki if you do not process this ASAP, we are going to raise hell. Completely right in that nobody anticipates these kind of things. But even in straightforward cases, sometimes you can have these challenges.
Shahid, I came across a LinkedIn post. It was about someone who is 20 lakh, was stuck, kuch scene tha. So he had trouble retrieving it. So Bhanu and team got into it. Want to shed more light on that?
This was a term insurance ka claim, right? And term insurance mein you don't get a lot of claims mainly because term insurance is supposed to only pay out money if there is death of the policyholder.
Makes sense.
Now, death is uncommon generally, right? Health insurance may every time you visit a hospital you will have a claim, so that's a routine. But term insurance may you don't get many claims because very few people die when they are young, and young people generally buy term insurance policy.
Exactly.
However, some term insurance policies also come with something called as the critical illness benefit.
So ये क्या है ये critical illness, right?
So उसमें क्या होता है? So you will get the death benefit, right? So if you die, obviously the insurance company will pay out a large sum, say I don't know 1 crore, 2 crore or something like that. But there's also another provision for you to add a critical illness benefit wherein if you're ever diagnosed with something like a heart related illness or say cancer or some real critical illness where you have to be hospitalized for extended periods, then the term insurance provider will also provide a direct cash transfer.
Okay.
So they'll pay something like 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs, some big sum that you can use to supplement your income. So your health insurance policies usually pay out for all your medical expenses. Granted, correct.
Right.
But let's suppose I have cancer. I have to quit work now.
Yeah.
I've been in hospital for say, I don't know, 3-4 months. In and out of hospital. I can't go to work again. Maybe even longer. Who will support my family?
Exactly.
Where will the supplemental income come from, right? So this critical illness benefit is supposed to bridge that gap. So if you have 20-30 lakhs in your kitty, you don't have to worry about going back to work. You can use that money. So this chap had bought a policy with a critical illness benefit of around 20 lakhs.
Okay.
And unfortunately what happened was just within 2-3 years, because of stress within the family, etc., he had a heart related condition.
Okay.
And he had to undergo a bypass surgery, open heart, right? And usually open heart bypass surgeries are covered as critical illness benefits, right? In most term insurance policies. So he was like, look, I've already paid for this, right? And I have to make a claim now, 20 lakhs. He was under the impression that the insurance company will pay out.
Pay out, yeah.
And initially he started talking to the insurance company only directly, trying to see if something works. And it didn't work. Right, so this was stuck for maybe a good month and a half. When in fact he was very tired and he got back to us.
Okay.
Right? So that was the matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the issue with the claim? Was it that he did not read the fine print? कुछ caveats था? Like what was the scene?
Fine print का कुछ problem ही नहीं था. Right. So the issue was that the insurance company, look, they are also paying out 20-30 lakhs. Right. So they have to make sure that this person wasn't lying about his heart condition, etc. So एक debate था वहाँ पे कि when this person had gone to the hospital initially, right, what had happened was there were no tests conducted. Only very few tests were conducted and immediately was taken to the surgery room.
Okay.
So the insurance company was like, you give me all the reports.
Okay.
Right, that led up to the disease. I said, let's suppose you have a heart problem. ऐसे नहीं होता है कि day one only they roll you to surgery.
Correct.
First they'll do some tests. They'll do some diagnostic procedures.
Okay.
See कि I don't know angiogram या कुछ भी, right?
Okay.
They'll probably check कि if your heart is in good condition, ECG या treadmill test कुछ भी, right?
Okay.
And then after that report, the doctor may say कि look, we have to do some more tests, and then finally surgery will.
Correct.
So they were like, you give me the entire set of reports. The customer was like, the hospital has already provided the reports.
Right.
Whatever reports I have, I've submitted. But they were like, no, I still need some diagnostic reports, etc. Now, the question is who's lying, who's right, who's wrong.
Exactly.
So, when we looked at the matter, what we had realized was this gentleman, because, if you are having a heart attack or if you are really under duress, the doctor will not sit and say कि हम ये test करवा. They are like, immediately let's do an angiogram or maybe a quick treadmill test, and surgery will get it done, right, immediately. They won't do a bunch of tests.
So
right?
this was done in an emergency situation.
This was an emergency problem, right? This was an emergency situation. So they said, no, we have to quickly win, and he didn't have the documents. Insurance company is still asking documents. So first thing that we did was we sat with the insurance company, we called them over, basically on video call, and we explained the situation. We said, you only tell us, if in an emergency, how can somebody submit these documents? Kuch documents the uske paas. He had some documents. He had treadmill test ka reports, etc. But uske aage there weren't a lot of documentation, right? So we said it's an emergency situation, first of all. And if you want to confirm it's an emergency situation, talk to the doctor.
Exactly.
Let's get the treating doctor ka certificate and let him state that this was performed under, very quickly we did it because of, the situation, and then it's sorted. You don't need to ask repeatedly, itna email. Every time he's getting an email saying ki ye document submit karo. He's like, I don't have the documents. They're like, why don't you have the documents? He submitted again.
Again, a loop of automated emails.
Exactly, automated email ka. So then we had to intervene, and we had first told him ki this won't happen. We thought that would settle the matter. Immediately they come with something else. They're like, we have another problem. What is the problem? They say this chap was also prescribed some medications for diabetes and BP.
But that was not one of the pre-existing conditions.
No, that is the thing. So this gentleman had no pre-existing condition. He said, I had no BP, I had no diabetes. So they are now contesting. Why would he be given BP and diabetes ka tablet if he doesn't have these conditions? And if he doesn't have these conditions, or he obviously didn't disclose it. Right? If he doesn't disclose it, then this is grounds for non-disclosure.
He's not liable for a payout.
Then the insurance company can say he did not act in good faith. He lied to us. So we are not going to pay. But the customer is saying कि मेरे को BP diabetes है ही नहीं.
Exactly.
Right. So then the question is, why was he prescribed?
Why was he prescribed the test?
So we were also trying to figure out exactly what had happened, and then the treating doctor said, because look, customer rarely knows which is for BP, which is for. He's given a bunch of tablets, he's eating them, right? He doesn't know anything. And then again the treating doctor said, no, this was precautionary. He doesn't have BP, he doesn't have diabetes. We only gave these tablets because under certain conditions there can be some challenges. Ab kuch medical terminology hai. The doctor deemed it appropriate, so he gave it. The insurance company is asking for justification now. Why was he given? Right? And suddenly we are like, okay, what do we do? Again, the same procedure. We had to get the doctor on a call. We had to do some investigation on our own, figure out there is no,
foul play,
etc. And finally we spoke to the doctor and we said, आप एक और report दे दो कि because of this condition, right, this BP and this thing was prescribed to him only for that condition. After that we have stopped it. And then he wrote that. We again made a representation to the insurance company. Finally they were like, ठीक है, okay, we are processing it. अभी processing वाला चालू हो गया. Again delays, and now the customer is very this thing. Again, I'm not going to submit any documents. I want my claim this thing. Now final escalation. Our team got involved. We had to sit down and we had to tell them कि if you do not process this ASAP, we are going to raise hell. Right? We are going to go to the ombudsman, grievance cell, etc. Then you are only going to be in trouble. So do it. And 2 or 3 days pay, finally the claim was settled. The full 20 lakhs without tax benefit was paid, without any tax deduction. Right? So luckily in this case it worked out for the customer. But even in straightforward cases, sometimes you can have these challenges. And I won't always blame the insurance company for this, because yes, they have to do their investigation.
Makes sense.
The blame lies in not processing it very quickly, right? Not effectively. No, this back and forth takes 1 week, 2 weeks. Yeah, it's not right.
Correct.
So yeah, I mean that's what happened in this case, right?
That's nice. So are there any red flags to look for when someone opts in for term insurance?
Correct.
Right. Especially when they're probably no one anticipates any health,
Correct.
but just to be on the safer side.
I think you're completely right in that nobody anticipates these kind of things. But I think the only thing that you can do is when you're going to the hospital. So in this case, making sure that the documentation is proper. Right? Everything is sorted. Right? If you're doing a diagnostic test, make sure that the reports are there. Because एक report वो मांगेंगे, वो एक report आपके पास नहीं है, तो claim is stuck there.
Right, and that's the basis for saying that this won't hold up.
Correct. And then insurance company has grounds to pause, delay, whatever. Right? So if you are getting any test done, any report done, make sure you properly document it. Ask the doctors कि कहाँ है ये report, did I get it, did I not? Make sure you collect everything. And even before you go to the insurance company, please make sure you intimate the agent. So in this case, I think a lot of delays could have been avoided if we were in the loop from day one. Right? But unfortunately, I think even the customer thought, okay, it's fine, we probably will. have
raise
this
it on our
sorted.
own.
Yeah, it's okay. Why should I involve another agent? But that is the thing, right? Sometimes what we can do is we have direct channels. We can immediately get on a call with them, see what is the hold up, provide the documentation support, etc. So I think there are only two takeaways for people. One is to make sure that you can't anticipate such things, but if you are in an emergency and you have to make a claim for critical illness benefit, make sure somebody actually knows.
Yes.
They have to make a claim on your behalf and they keep the documentation.
Yeah.
Everything. एक हिसाब रखना चाहिए, pharmacy bill या consultation bill, anything, right? You make sure you keep a record of everything, and then you always make sure that you go through an agent, right? That could be your, I'm not saying Ditto. Ditto I know in this case helped, and Ditto is an agent and advisor, helps people. But primarily, I want it to be in such a, I want you to be stress-free. So if you have a agent at home, anybody you trust deeply, who will help you through this, who can get on call with the insurance company, put their foot down and fight for you, knows exactly how to coordinate also. That's also great, right? So these are some things that people should generally know when they're buying a term insurance policy, or in this case, a policy with critical illness benefit.
Makes sense. Now that was one such really interesting case, and thank you for taking us through all of this. So that's it, folks, in this episode of Claim Settlement. Now, whether you're out on a hunt to buy an insurance or get your claim settled, it's always important to go through a trusted insurance advisor, and Ditto is your partner with that. So we just not help you buy an insurance, but also stand with you to help you fight for the claims. Now, that's it for the session. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you're someone who's looking out to buy an insurance, then book a free of cost call with a link in the description. And like always, happy insurance hunting.